Hello, welcome back to Flip or Flop. Yes, I know it looks like I am kind of in the middle of an earthquake. I'm actually sat in a car.
It's not my driving.
And we're driving along, and yeah, basically it's a little bit, just a little bit juddery, isn't it?
It's really windy.
Yeah, it is really windy at the moment. So yeah, what we're going to do today is we are going to Gorleston. And we're going to have a look around the charity shops, do a bit of filming, and then we are going to rate what we thought and show you if we got anything, we'll show you what it is.
There might be a special guest appearance from my mum.
Yes.
Whether I can convince her to go on camera or not is a different matter.
Yes.
And maybe my dad, who is like the original reseller. Doing it since before I was born.
He was reselling stuff that he got from Jesus. So, that's what we're going to do today. So hopefully the next thing you'll see is us actually in Gorleston having a look round. So see you in a little while. Right, so here we are. That's me looking at a, what is that? That's a soft toy.
That's a plush, isn't it?
That's a plush. So what do we have here? That's you.
Yeah, I thought that was some kind of retro bag, but it was just junk.
It was a junk bag.
To be honest. There's Francis.
There's a Francis. So there's handbags here, which I don't think there was anything of any particular value, was there, at this point?
No.
I did take a look at handbags in other ones, but there wasn't anything that stood out. So is that bucket chair?
I absolutely.
Or is it a baby bath?
Baby bath.
That's a baby bath. So that's me looking at the books.
As always.
Yes, here I am and chatting. And then there's some games there as well. But we didn't really find anything that was massively sort of valuable, did we? Game-wise and stuff.
I can't remember why you showed me that book, but you did.
Okay. So, yeah, then back to you, really.
Having a rummage in the toys, as always.
Yeah.
But there wasn't anything really in there. It was slim pickings.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and the prices were quite high in this one.
Yes, so then we have, these are some clothes, which are obviously you saw in a previous video. We are going to start looking at clothes, and that is your arm, I believe.
That is my arm.
Yes, and looking through the jackets, etc. Did you show some of the other clothes that we saw? There was a pair of boots later on in this, perhaps?
Oh, I can't remember.
No? Okay, we'll find out, won't we? So
I always like to look at the bedspreads, because if you can get the vintage ones, like Teenage Turtles, Thundercats, then they can be worth some good money, but those were quite modern.
That's your mum showing you a mermaid's dress?
Yes.
Yes, which was kind of unique, I suppose you would call it.
Probably from Temu, though.
Yes, probably. So, yeah, there's some shoes down here. I believe I did pick up some of these, and there wasn't anything that was particularly great brand-wise in these charity shops. There is
Francis.
some...
That's me,
Yes,
Mum.
Francis. There is going to also be, there might be some Adidas boxing shoes, which might be coming up later. So, yeah, just kind of like, well, bits and bobs in these charity shops, isn't there? So that is me looking at, that was a hideous cat ornament that you hated.
And on top of there is a 90s, it's like a Hush Puppy biscuit tin that my friend had in the 90s.
Yes.
But they wanted, I think it was £10 for that.
Yeah. So here we are having a wander and a chat. There's a bus. So yeah, here we go, walking up the street. Can't remember which was the next one, but there weren't that many, actually, was there? There wasn't that many charity shops.
4, I think.
Yeah. So this next one, here we go, and we go. What we got in here? Right, so we got more clothes. There was some absence of a lot of men's clothes in some of them, actually.
You found this Doctor Who thing, but it was incomplete, and we couldn't figure out exactly what it was.
Yeah, if anyone knows what this is, leave it in the comments, if you can kind of zoom in and have a look.
And we would just say that this is quite cheap in here, actually. Then we spotted this mug. I don't know if I'm going to show you the mug, actually. Yeah, we spotted that mug. I was like, oh, I like that. And it was like, was it £6, £7?
Yeah, they certainly kind of they knew what they had in some of it, I suppose, and the stuff that was slightly better brands, like, you know, they priced accordingly to what they felt.
That Monopoly, I think it was £10 or £15, and solds were around that, so that was eBay price.
Was that sealed though?
No.
So then, there's more clothes, and as you know, charity shops, they have a tendency to sell new stuff as well.
Again, I'm looking at the bedspreads, I think, and curtains, that kind of thing, just on the off chance there's something, vintagey in there.
So then the obvious DVDs, etc., and some more toys.
Yeah, I always make a beeline for the toys because that's kind of my area of expertise. But
is that a jelly mould?
That's a jelly mould for dinosaurs. It's like Temu kind of nonsense, I think.
Yeah, so what do we have up here? What are you grabbing?
It was a Minecraft builder thing, but it wasn't complete. I opened it and it wasn't complete, and they wanted... I think it was £5 or something for it anyway.
I did spot that myself, actually, and I was going to mention it to you, but obviously you've already looked through it, so that was very handy. I didn't really worry about it.
It was missing, I can't remember what it was missing, but I know it was an integral part.
And I believe this was the charity shop that had a Star Wars BB-8 operation, which I looked up and wasn't worth as much as I think they thought it was.
Yeah.
And there was other bits and pieces in here, and they certainly priced them up, I have to say.
Yeah, they did. I found some Roblox figures. I don't know anything about Roblox. But I believe when you sell the figures, you're supposed to have a code with it for the game. But I don't know enough about Roblox to have bought them. I think they're only about £3. But you were looking at a grow light, weren't you?
Yeah, see, that was something where it was an adapter for your actual light... your light bulb thing, pendulum thing in the ceiling. But to be fair, there weren't any solds. That's me looking up the solds. Look. And I couldn't find any on that specific adapter, but it looked as though potentially it should have had other stuff with it, maybe.
Yeah, but we weren't sure.
No, I mean, it was on, I think they had it for £1.50, but bit of clipology.
Yeah. Apologies for my shaky filming.
She'd been drinking.
I've been on the vodka, obviously.
And what do we have here? So there was a selection of computer games, and basically these were all kind of fodder. So I did look them up because I think there was PS4s, but they were mainly FIFA, as you can see. There's a FIFA, and there was all kinds of years, but none of them were the ones that were any good. And they had them priced up, I think, at about £1 each, and that's,
the label here, I think it says £5 for £1, so I assume that was on everything.
No, just on the DVDs.
But I think they were priced up crazy money, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think between about £1 to £2 for the games themselves, but there wasn't much in it for selling on eBay. So, oh, look at that, a 90. Anyway, massive shelf full of stuff.
Yes.
So what have we got here?
God knows.
There's all just bits and pieces. I mean, this is pretty sort of standard of charity shops now. Just sort of ram a load of bits and pieces on a shelf. But anyway, so off we go.
2 charity shops next door to each other on this one. I think this was a good charity shop, I think. I can't remember now.
Oh, well, we'll find out, won't we? Right, in we go. So what do we have? Oh, there's a woman.
That's Francis.
Right. There's a woman. There's a Francis. Right. So there's also a wet floor there, look. So anyway, that's me sort of hanging around. And what was it we saw over there?
It was a cup that said Eric's cup, and I have a pet called Eric, so...
Yeah. Now here we go. So these are the Adidas boxing shoes I mentioned previously, and these are a size 4. They're juniors, I should imagine.
And I think they're vintage.
Yes, and the solds for some in large sizes were around about £185.
Yeah.
We did not pick these up. This was before we talked about doing clothes, and we were just like, I don't know what we're looking at here. I don't know whether to pick them up. Do you think we should have picked them up? Because
they were a tenner, weren't they?
They were £10, and they were size 4. So do you think they weren't worth it for a size 4? Do you think we should have picked these up? Do you think we're losers for not picking them up? But anyway, here go the losers looking at other stuff. So anyway, what are we looking at here? So this is all kind of just handbags, plushes. Yeah, there was various sort of Disney. So that's obviously a Tigger. And then there was other just, random stuff in there, really, but nothing of any high value. No, nothing like that.
No stife.
Nope, nothing. There's a dinner tray there. You can eat your dinner off. And she picked up a truck and she put it back in. There you go.
Yeah. Wasn't anything much good on that shelf, I don't believe.
No. But there's a load of kids' books and stuff like that. In one of the shops I did find a signed kids' book, but there wasn't much in it. because signed, unfortunately, doesn't equal valuable. Is that Thinkway?
It was a Thinkway, but it was missing the hat, and he had drawing on the back, and they wanted £10 for him, so I didn't bother.
So again, here we have DVDs, and there was a load of games and stuff, and I zapped my way through the games, and it was all fodder. So
unfortunately.
Because not all games are worth picking up. But so there's CDs and stuff like that in there.
Yeah.
Yes, so... Oh, she's seen something and she goes over
the
DS
games, but they were pretty much the same, weren't they? It was all fodder, nothing...
No, nothing major, was it?
Golden balls and brain training and all the usual stuff that you get.
And obviously, little tip is for games is if you've got the manual in there, you're going to be better off, really, because it's nice to have the manual in with them. And obviously, always... check any discs, and I know with the DS that's going to be difficult because they're cartridges, so you're not going to know what they're like till you get them back and test them. But with discs, always have a look.
I always like to look at CDs because there are a few that are worth a fair old amount of money. I always look out for My Chemical Romance, their first ever CD. I can't remember what it's called, but I know that we sold one before for £50. And also the Terry Wogan series, I think it's called, I don't know, it's got two people's names in it, but those are worth about 20 quid if you can get a few of them.
There she goes looking through some clothing. At the moment, well, I say at the moment, when we recorded this, we weren't really looking out for it sort of properly, seriously, but sort of just having a look through. A lot of these charity shops are quite expensive though for stuff. And the better the brands, the higher the prices as well, I tended to find in a lot of these.
Someone's hospital pyjama top.
Yes, lovely. Very nice indeed. But yes, so we're back at the shelf. So I found this Norwich City top. It was a zippy top thing. And it was obviously not the genuine article. So that was evident from the print and the stitching. So back it goes. This, however, is new and sealed. And it's something you found, isn't it?
But they wanted £4 for it, I believe. Yeah. This I did actually pick up. If you wait till the end of the video, I'll show you how much it's worth. But it's called MicroStars.
You ready for the moths? There you go, I'm opening my purselet. There we go.
There I am off to pay for it, like I'm a little
go! Run! But so
that was our only pickup from the whole day, wasn't it? Or the whole hour
pretty
we were
much.
out.
£3 that cost as well. Yeah. So
and I don't do Apple Pay. I'm too old fashioned.
No. So anyway, on to the next one. So this was just, I think, the last one of the day. It was a bit of a pokey one. And more clothing really, and sort of objet d'art, if you like. Yes. We got nothing from this one, did we?
No. There was a Wally toy that was Thinkway, so I think it was original, but there was supposed to be a controller with it, I think.
It worked. It had batteries in it, and I switched it on, so God knows what the battery compartment would have looked like.
But they had that priced up at £15, didn't they? I believe.
As me examining a bear. And I believe the Wally was next to the bear actually, so I was nattering about that. Put it back. Oh, look, a Wally.
Yeah.
I
mean, we probably would have picked up the Wally had it been about a £5, but at 15 it was a bit much.
It was a bit much at 15. I mean, it was a bit worth more than that, but like I say, I mean, it had, the remote missing and stuff. So would you pick this up though? Would you have picked it up?
Let us know. Oh no, there's one more.
Is there one more? Off we go. Look, we're following a Francis.
Yeah, my mum walks exceptionally fast.
Yes, she does. Yeah. So this would be the last one of the day. So in we go. Lots of clothing, lots of stuff. There she is clutching a briefcase, look. And there's a mum's hand. But there's a pram down there, look.
It was a friend's, it was a beauty makeup mirror, and it was the friend's yellow frame, but it was drawn on, and it was, it was screwed, basically.
Yes, and that's another thing is watch out for conditioner stuff when you're looking at things.
Yeah, this was really expensive. There was a Hype lunchbox, and I think Hype is an okay brand. I'm not sure. I'm a fuddy-duddy, I don't know. But they wanted £6 for that, so I thought that was a bit much.
Yeah. What's this?
I have no idea. I think at this
What
point
is
I was
this?
looking at everything and everything because we hadn't hardly got anything.
And that is another thing, is be careful when you go out and have a look, is don't just pick up anything for the sake of picking it up. They did have, I think there was a DVD player and a set-top set-top box and stuff, but they had missing leads, missing remotes, etc.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Untested, that kind of thing. So, down here they had an Arsenal Monopoly, but the prices were all over the place on eBay, and I had no way to tell if it was complete because there's so many pieces in there, and I didn't particularly want to be sitting there with it on the floor. To be honest,
No.
and it was priced at £8, so there was unlikely to be any profit anyway.
Yeah, and that's another thing with board games. I mean, including the old stuff, is just because it's an old board game, it doesn't mean it's going to be worth a bundle. Right, so it is now a couple of days later, basically. So it is basically. So it is now Saturday. We went on Thursday.
Yes.
Yes. So that's that's pretty much the gist. So what we're going to do now is just rate what we felt about Gorleston and, specifically the charity shops, not Gorleston in its entirety. And we'll show you what we got. We didn't get a huge amount, to be fair.
We got one thing.
Yeah. But that one thing, luckily, is made up of several parts. So essentially, there is some money to it. So we'll start with the ratings. We are, just to explain, we rate for parking, prices, quality and number of shops. And we do this we do it out of 4, don't we? So it's...
each one's out of 5.
So, okay, so we rate each individual thing out of 5 and then we give an overall score at the end.
Yes.
Start with parking then.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, we only went to Gorleston to visit my mum, and we just happened to go looking around the charity shops, really. So it wasn't like we didn't go there specifically just for the charity shop. So my dad drove us and parked on Morrison's.
Because we actually nipped in Morrison's first, and then we just went and had a quick look. There's really not that many charity shops, so it didn't take us very long. Right. But yeah, so that was how we parked. So essentially, because we just parked there. I think your dad stayed in Morrison's anyway, didn't he? Did. So, it was just a case of we just nipped round the corner, had a look and went back. But it was free. So, it was,
and there's loads of parking. There is a car park in Gorleston as well. I've never used it. There's plenty of car parking available.
Yeah, so out of 5, we would give parking 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't drive. So just to make that clear, we didn't actually drive there. But from what we saw, it was fairly easy to access and park and... it was free there, so okay. So next we have the prices that we saw in the charity shops.
Wow, I mean, there's not very many charity shops in Gorleston. It's a really small place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some of the stores had prices that were okay, but some of them were absolutely extortionate, weren't they?
It's almost like we visited the cheapest one first, and then as we went along, there was only 4 that we visited. And with every one we visited after the first, that it just got more and more expensive to the point where the very last one was actually crazy prices. Yeah. Your mum did mention that the person who worked in there, she also does cut boots and stuff like that. So it could be that she's a bit more savvy with the pricing. Yeah. However, it did seem quite a lot of money for what it was. I did spot in there, it was Tomb Raider. God, which book was it now? Tomb Raider Revelations, and it was the collector's edition hardback guide, and I did look them up, and for some reason someone on eBay is selling one for £100. So of course immediately it was priced up at a tenner. Immediately I was like, oh my god, that's ace, I need to get that. Well, the only thing is when I did a bit more of a search, it turns out that there are a couple of editions of it, and that this one was the less valuable edition, priced up at 10 with a potential sale value for us of about 14 or 15. So that was marked up quite a lot in that last shop. But yeah, they did progressively get more and more expensive, I noticed, as we went along.
They did, and it's like they ran everything into eBay, and a lot of it was eBay prices, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if any of you are finding this with going charity shopping now, is that a lot more charity shops are more in line with sort of around eBay pricing. So they are because this stuff is more valuable on eBay, they are pricing it up accordingly. Or is it just inflation in general that's doing it? Is it the fact that they are starting to put prices up because of inflation? Or could it be that they have got people who work there who now know more about eBay and looking the prices up, and they can spot the good stuff?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But so anyway, rating out of 5 for pricing.
I'd give it a 2 if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Because if it was, I mean, we did manage to pick something up. But I know that if this had been another, we go to say North Walsham quite regularly. I know that if this was North Walsham, we would have picked up quite a lot more because the prices are just better.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah, I'd say, to be honest. But anyway, so next, quality of stuff that we saw in the shops.
I mean, the quality was there. There was good quality stuff, I think.
Yeah,
but
there was actually.
It was priced accordingly.
Yeah, if you were going and just buying for yourself, I think you could potentially get what you would view as a bargain.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, back to the Tomb Raider book for a tenner, I would say that, you know, maybe if you went and picked that up for a tenner, you would feel that you'd saved a few quid. Yeah, so you'd saved a few quid. But I think as somebody who is going to then price them up to sell on, I think the margin was slim.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, quality-wise, yeah, the stuff was good.
4, 4.5.
I would say 4.
4. Yeah.
I would say 4, because it wasn't like, because we watch some resellers and they go and they find Silent Hill games. They find, you know, sort of stuff that is, you know, quite valuable, really. And we would love to go to the areas that they charity shopping, because they seem to get some really good stuff.
I want to go to Wales, and I want to go to the charity shops that Master of Pieces goes to, because he always finds Jellycat and Transformers.
Yeah. And it is stuff like that, isn't it? But you do, I think, sometimes you have to be there at the right time, sort of the right place and the right time. But yeah, you know, I mean, we're not buddied up with a lot of these charity shops where we go to the towns that aren't where we live. You know, the fact is that we don't always know when they have their deliveries, that we don't know the staff very well, so it's not like we can just kind of go, do you mind if I just have a look at the back of the shop? There's nothing like that. No. So we're just kind of left with what's already been put out. And yeah. Anyway, the number of shops.
Well, it is a tiny little place, Gorleston, isn't it? I mean, the Gorleston High Street, Gorleston itself is bigger, obviously, but the High Street is really small. There's probably about 20 shops in total, of all kinds, and 4 charity shops.
But then again, if you compare it to the High Street in North Walsham, it's about the same. And in North Walsham, there are more, I would say, and because there's like 3 up one end and there's 3 up the other end of it. So you've got about 6 there of all different varieties of charities and community shops. But in Gorleston, it's about the same size, but they've only got 4.
Yeah, there were more, but a couple of them have closed over the last year.
Yeah.
For one reason or another. So, I mean, amount of shops, should we give it a 3?
We'll give it a 3 on the basis simply that it's a small town.
Yeah.
But I think compared to other places, we do have to take 2 points off, because we've been to equally sized towns that have got more, basically. So anyway, this is the final score for Gorleston. We will at some point make a leaderboard and see.
We keep saying this, don't we?
Yeah, we keep saying this, but we will make a leaderboard and we will just round up all of the scores and put them on the leaderboard so you can see, well, the best one we think is the best one anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So do you want to show them what you got? Yeah.
So this is the one and only item that I got. It's something I've never heard of this before. It's called Micro Stars. Sorry. And this is a micro dome. It's, you know, the old Corinthian football figures with the big heads. People will know. But this is those, but smaller. So, is that Bentner? Oh no, that's Agger.
Do.
Yeah. So, but this is a football. Let's see.
Football pitch.
It's a football pitch, and it's got all the, you know, the card and stuff.
Set up like a stadium.
Are they called bleachers?
Are they bleachers in basketball? Isn't it a stand or something?
I don't know.
You call it the stand?
It's been a long time since I've been to the football, but you know, nets and
Annette.
Annette. Trying to see if there's any footballers that I recognise. There's Lennon.
Imagine.
Ha ha ha. I did see, what's his name? Mrs. Cheryl Cole here a little while ago.
Mr.
Cheryl Cole, sorry.
Ashley Cole.
Yes, there he is.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Cole.
Do you remember when he did one of the, penalty kicks at the end of one of the, was it one of the Euros?
I can't remember.
And I literally,
blocked
it
from
was
my
years
memory.
ago, and I remember sitting there, because he played badly the whole bloody match, and then sat there at the end, and obviously, you know, they was calling people up to do these penalties. We were like, it would be typical if they called him at the very end, and they called him at the very end, and we didn't win. What a surprise.
Do you remember when Gareth Southgate missed the penalty? Was it Euro 96?
No.
And then afterwards he did a Pizza Hut advert about it.
He did a Pizza Hut advert?
He did a Pizza Hut advert about missing the penalty. Trust me. Google it. Google it, you'll find it. If you remember it, write in the comments so Alexis doesn't think I'm balmy. But anyway, paid £3 for this. And this was in one of the more expensive charity shops. So I don't know if they missed a trick.
They obviously just looked at it and thought it was rubbish.
Yeah, I mean...
Because it was £3 and it's worth more.
The case isn't in fantastic condition. But the little footballers inside, some of them can sell for up to £50. The gold-based ones, black-based ones, silver-based ones.
Do you have any of them?
I don't think so. We've got gold, we've got a couple of silver. At least one of them's worth £10. So that's, you know, that's the money back times 3 on one little man.
So are you able to sell the dome separately?
Yeah, the dome we sell separately with all the bits and pieces for about a tenner as well. Yeah. So, we're not going to be able to retire on it, but it's, a nice...
Still £3 investment, and you know for a start you've at least got 20 quid so far, and that's off 2 things that you've looked at. So yeah.
So yeah, I'd probably say a rough estimate is about £30 all in altogether profit. Yeah,
I mean, it might be that you've got some figures that are perhaps more than that. You might end up bundling, but who knows? So at least 10 times the profit on that, if not more.
But if you can get it cheap, it's one to look out for.
Yeah, definitely.
Not a bolo, I wouldn't say, because it's not unless you get the certain footballers. But
yeah. Yes. So that was so that's Flip or Flop, another episode. We will have another episode coming up, which we did do a previous video in Cromer when we went there last year, but we didn't film a Flip or Flop. So next time we will film on one of the days a Flip or Flop, and we will tell you what we think of Cromer, really, because it is, well, it's just a nice place to go, but they've also got quite a few charity shops, so we'll go in those. Yeah.
Well, can we just say a massive thank you? I'm not sure they want to be identified or not, but there's a lady who donated us £15 on our Buy Us a Coffee app. And said congratulations on your target of subscribers. So thanks ever so much for that. I won't name you just in case you don't want to be named, but we do really appreciate it.
Which leads us nicely on to the fact that we do have a link below, and that is for buying a coffee, and we also have a link below for buying merchandise. We've had 1 order off that so far, and if we can make it more than that, that would be excellent. They're not all that's Flipping Retro t-shirts. It's not all got a face on or a logo. There is some just kind of funny vintagey bits as well, so you can go have a look, really. But so there's that. And you
can also join as a member to our channel.
There's that as well.
There's little tiers. You pay a certain amount a month, and then you get special treats and things.
Yes, there will be plenty of tiers if you don't join.
And that just helps us get out to all these different charity shops. And the more members we have, the further afield we can go.
Yes, so there is that, and it all helps, really. So that's it really for this episode of Flip or Flop, and the next episode it'll be something entirely different, I'm pretty sure. See you in that one then.
Yes.
So subscribe, turn on your notifications to all.
Yep.
Bye.